Let me ask you, did anyone ever call you bossy when you were a girl? How about now? Because when a young boy asserts himself, he's called a leader. But if a girl does the same thing, she could be called aggressive, angry, or bossy. See, when it comes to girls and ambition, there's a clear pattern. Words like bossy discourage girls from doing big things. That's why we're proud to partner with leanin.org to bring you Ban Bossy, a campaign to help girls flex their leadership muscles, something we've been doing at Girl Scouts for more than a century. Ready to get started with your Girl Scouts? A girl learns early that speaking with confidence, asserting herself, stepping up to leadership can have her excluded from her peers. How will she learn to speak up and change the way things are done? Through something we call I statements. I statements get girls communicating directly with each other about their feelings, an important leadership skill that helps them now and later, at college, in the workforce, or even in their personal lives. Imagine if all our girls, from juniors to ambassadors, find their voice and learn how to flex those leadership muscles. Oh, and by the way, this has been taken from our award-winning BFF program. Ready to help Ban Bossy? There are 5 easy steps. The first step starts with asking the girls a few questions. What about asking, have you ever tried talking through a conflict only to have your effort backfire? Does anyone have an example of a time when you decided to let a conflict go? Pretend it didn't happen? How did that feel? Have you ever shifted your point of view on a conflict? Really looked at it from the other person's point of view? When the girls have answered a few questions, move to step 2, where you introduce I statements, what they are and how they work. Say something like, we have a powerful tool that helps you talk about difficult situations with confidence and respect. They're called I statements. Then, on a large piece of paper, write down the structure of I statements, which is when you, I feel, because. And use an example like, when you make fun of the way I dress, I feel hurt because your opinion is important to me. Ask the girls the difference between that and saying something like, you're a jerk. The point you want them to learn is that it's really important to focus on the specific action, when you make fun of the way I dress, rather than pointing a finger or name-calling like you're a jerk. You may even want to try using a few I statements of your own. Sharing can really help the girls open up. Okay, moving on to step 3. This is when the girls play around with I statements to use with some of their own real-life scenarios. Maybe it's an issue at home, school, or in their community. Remind them that Girl Scouts is a gossip-free zone. Break girls into small groups of about 2 or 3 and ask each to share an example with their group. Each girl should write down one situation. In step 4, invite them to come back to the larger group so they can problem solve together. Ask the girls to read their scenario. Acknowledge that it's not always easy to speak up, but it's worth it. You might coach them until they get the hang of it. There may be some scenarios that come up a lot. Write them down and then work with the girls to brainstorm a few good I statements for each situation listed. The more the girls practice with real-life situations they've come up with, the more likely they will use I statements when they need them. You can also have the girls imagine this situation. You're working on a history project with a group in your class. You feel frustrated that the group keeps talking about a TV show that has nothing to do with the project, so you suggest that everyone gets back to work. Someone you consider a close friend rolls her eyes and tells you to stop being so bossy. This could really get the girls talking. Chances are they've experienced this before and have a lot to say about it. Then, in step 5, ask the girls, how are I statements different from other ways of responding? How do they feel when they use an I statement? How will they use I statements in their own lives? Ask the girls to commit to using one I statement before the next meeting and commit to it yourself. The next time you get together, ask them how it went. You can find this exercise on girlscouts.org/banbossy. And because they've participated, girls can wear their Ban Bossy patch proudly. The patch is available for purchase in their local store or online at girlscoutshop.com. And we all know how our girls love to share. Encourage them to post "I will" hashtag Ban Bossy to social media. They can also visit banbossy.com to take the pledge and learn more. Oh, and thank you for joining us. Together, we will Ban Bossy.